Yo.
What's up, buddy? How we doing?
GM. How you doing, man? By the way, I'm wearing my Bear Jew shirt. It's the 15-year anniversary tomorrow of Inglourious Bastards.
Oh wow, great.
Yeah, 15 years.
Absolutely classic movie.
Dude, it's the it's the I always say it's like the Jewish like wet dream, you know? It's like go back to World War II and like kill Hitler. Yeah, because I only thought of it because I saw a thread on Twitter where it was just like talking through the characters and who was supposed to be what. Originally, he had like a bunch of random people. He had like Arnold Schwarzenegger. There was like a list of people that he had as the characters, and then Adam Sandler was supposed to be the Bear Jew. And then it was Eli Roth instead. Adam Sandler was doing funny people.
Sandler was supposed to be the Bear Jew?
Yeah, Google it. Adam Sandler was supposed to be the Bear Jew. And then he was doing funny people and he couldn't get out of it. And not that he would for like a side role. And so it went to Eli Roth, which was Tarantino's like protege at the time. How you doing, man? I saw you last week.
Yeah, it was nice to have you in town. Good to be back in New York. That was a cool event. It was nice. The GSR had a cool event on the last week.
Yeah, it's cool. It was like I haven't been to a New York, social event in a while. I was out of my not out of my depths, but like I just hadn't done like a networking event since like I don't know, Art Basel, like 9 months ago, 10 months ago.
You haven't been to a crypto event in that long, really?
I'm trying to think.
Wow.
No, I didn't go to South by. I didn't go to Bitcoin.
Crypto event season is picking up for sure. We got what is it?
We just started, Elliot. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're just getting going, Elliot.
True was late.
Yeah, I was late. All right, so I was like, I have a couple events coming up. I have Singapore in September, which is gonna be really exciting. Token 2049, that's gonna be huge. It's Token 2049 goes
directly. That's a trip.
That's gonna be, dude. It's Token 2049, Solana Breakpoint, F100, whatever the race is, F500 or F100, or whatever the heck it is, and it's just gonna be crazy week in Singapore. So that'll be really exciting. We're throwing an event. There's a bunch of events. It's gonna be great. Then there's Masari, Masari is actually before Singapore. August 30th to September 2nd in New York. So there's a Masari event. There's Singapore. Then there's Token 2049. Then there's Permissionless in Utah. So these next few months is gonna be busy. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff going on. Crypto hopefully we'll be like talking about a bull market and rocking and rolling here.
Yeah, from your mouth to what, God's ears? Is that what they say?
Yep.
But yeah,
all right.
No
doubt.
Okay, so and by the way, so we came back. We saw each other last week, but we brought this back 2 weeks ago. Most of this stuff happens on Twitter. So if you're listening, you're probably on Twitter. We do have a few.
YouTube where the chat happens.
Yeah, you only can really. I guess you can comment on YouTube also because I see one here. I see a comment there.
YouTube is where all the chat happens. It's Twitter that happens.
No. Yeah. Also, there's always one LinkedIn guy.
There's always got to be. There's always a LinkedIn guy.
There's always one LinkedIn guy. But no. So we are trying to we're gonna play around with like the style and stuff. But we start talking about other stuff as well. So like we were talking about, I think, movies and sports and stuff like that. And we'll touch on it. I think we did too much of that last week. So we're gonna try to balance it. This is just, and if it's your first time, Drew and I just catching up, talking about the stuff we would catch up. But we're like, all right, let's put something on the calendar that every week we can't avoid so we can catch up. So let's do there's a rundown on the side. You wanna talk? What's going on with Rare?
Let's start with Rare, dude. Super rare coin. So it was really interesting it's fascinating to see, actually. I don't know if you guys were watching it, but so Super Rare's token has kind of on like a downward spiral for quite some time, which is obviously what most tokens have been doing over the past.
As they all are.
Yeah, as they all are. But Super Rare right now, if you look up on DEX daily gainers, is the number one. Is the number one daily gainer It's currently
They're up
at
190% in the last 7 days.
yeah, it's been going crazy.
What's going on?
So
Why?
So it got added to it got added to Binance's like 50x leverage futures market. And the minute that happens, you get a bunch of degens that are able to trade it at a level that you just like haven't seen in a while. So like it's just been going crazy. It's basically 3x to this week. And you guys know that was our first AngelList syndicate investment ever, which is actually really cool. So that's actually been great because that's our first one. That was our first investment. So we took some profits this week, which will be nice. It'll be a cool thing to send.
By the way,
everybody.
how does that work? How does that work? Because you also remember you did the Wilder World token deal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you have a bunch of tokens at a certain
Well, I think
price or whatever.
I think we're still locked up on Wilder. But like again,
I
I'm
don't
pretty
think
much.
so. No, I
I
think
gotta
it was
check. I gotta check because that was a
so what
really,
happens? Do you distribute the
oh no,
tokens
no,
to the
you said
people?
so
You know.
no, we manage it. So we manage it. We determine when to sell it. We work with market makers, all of that. So
Got it.
most people just want to have someone manage the decisions because they're not that close to the business or close to the or how to
Yeah.
sell bulk or anything. So we manage the positions. We actually during this, so like basically I work with like 3 or 4 different market makers and in various different capacities. So like we're developing the strategies. I started investing 3.5 years ago, I'd say now. Maybe it was about 2021 was when we completed our first investment. So, now is our first, like, we're kind of entering into the period of getting some unlocks and investing tokens, which is interesting because you really move almost from a hedge fund to a from a venture capital fund to a hedge fund. So, we basically seen like for super rare, we sold 25%, I think, early on, because we were able to 2.5x the early seed investors and still hold 100% of the equity and 75% of the token. So we 2.5x exited some of the position. And then for the past couple of years, we've just been like kind of holding it because I'm long the market. It's been a bear market. There's no reason to sell it when it's at its bottom. But then all of a sudden, we kind of 3x out of nowhere on this momentum. So obviously took some profits that time. So probably sold about another 30% of our token holdings into this market. And now we're just like we're kind of playing close to like we're watching the token a little bit more. If there happens to be other pops, we put in some like price targets of like, hey, if it hits this, we'll sell. We're going to hold probably at least 25% long. But at this point, we 5 or 6x everyone's investment at least. So it's a nice
Awesome.
so for everyone who's in AngelList putting in like anywhere between 1,000 and 10 grand, that's a nice little return to see in their account. So that's been really cool to see, and it's just been really fascinating to watch. Especially for me, like now getting into the position of selling tokens, like developing strategies on how to liquidate and when to liquidate. I'm a long-term investor in the space in general. So my general thesis is like to be long on most of my positions. But in this market, I think it's really important to be able to take some profits or take profits when you can along the way.
Yeah.
And then leave a position for the long, like potential bull market. So that's kind of how we're approaching it right now. It's of course it's case by case. Wilder, for example, I have zero interest in selling anytime soon. The token hasn't moved yet. It's still in its early days, and they have so much ahead. And I think they're one of the best teams and companies in the space. So like I'm not interested in selling it for a no profit play. That's just not what I invested in them for. But like with super rare, when we get in at 6 million and it's $130 million valuation, you need to take some profits.
Yeah, no, totally. It's funny. With Wilder. So I did it through you, but I also did it direct. And when I did it, I also bought just the token on the market right at the same time. And because I knew I'd be able to like sell if I want to. And so I sold a lot of it when it went up to $7. And then but then I bought back more. Yeah, it was a dream. By the way, is my internet bad or your internet bad?
I'm pinwheeling right now, so give me a second here.
Oh,
I'm like
yeah,
totally
Drew,
frozen.
you're cutting out. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, while Drew, you're figuring out, look what I got. I got this in the mail. This is. You see this?
Wait,
I
can't see anything. Hold on. Nope, not yet. Not yet. I'm frozen. I'm feeling. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, give me a second. I can't see shit. I'm just completely in pinwheel mode.
Okay. Well, I just have goblin ears on my head.
So I'm making you stay in goblin ears for quite some time right now.
Yeah. No, we made these. These are like a little bit different than your typical ones that we've had before. Can you see me now?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm
I
completely
see you
frozen.
perfectly now. Why don't you
Bear
leave
with
and
me.
come back?
I know it's so weird. I'm just closing some tabs on my computer. My computer's freezing. I actually just got a new. Oh, now I'm back. Yep, I see you. Those are dope. Yeah, I got it. I actually just
So
got a new
no, like
computer.
these are like perfect for like
General.
streamers.
Yeah. So wait, real quick, just to jump ahead, because I saw someone ask about the update on Wilder World. Let's jump ahead quickly to Trinity Land snapshot, Jackie. So, Elliot, this is actually really important. So tomorrow is the snapshot for Wilder World's Trinity, and they're going to be dropping what I believe is going to probably be one of the most underrated, under noticed, but one of the most important and valuable NFT drops in a really long time is the NFT land drop that they're coming out with. They have 4,400 pieces of land that will literally become like mini businesses for people in Wilder World. You'll be able to mine. You'll be able to mine resources. There's different rarity levels. You'll be able to build businesses on there. There's going to be a lot you can do in terms of Wilder World's land. It's really, really exciting, and it's only being distributed to Trinity holders, which is like super, super cool. So the Trinity, just to make sure everyone understands it, is that you own 3 of one of their key industry NFTs. So I think I have like 4 or 5 of them right now, 4 or 5 Trinities, but basically it's like
I
cars.
have 4 or 5 also.
Yeah, it's like cars, motorcycles, it's the
Should I
beast.
move them? Should I move them to like hot? Well, I have them in like a vault. Should I move them anywhere or keep them?
I'd probably keep them in wherever you can, like it's not like anyone's like you're not
Will I
gonna worry
actively
about.
need to be able to connect it to something and use it?
I would probably just put them somewhere where you might be able to have to use it. I think, like, I don't know exactly, but like I keep them in a warm wallet. I mean, listen, like, what are you talking about here? A couple grand, like, it's not going to be the end of the world. So I doubt you're going to be like targeted because of your like 15 Wilder World NFTs. So I'd probably just keep them in a
No,
place
it
that you
just
can.
gets wrapped up in the other reasons I'm targeted.
Of course, of course. So, the reality, like, they're actually some of the most, like, the best performing NFTs out there. But,
Yeah, I can
but
still
yeah,
sell my stuff for things. Every once in a while, I like sell like a car because I have like so many.
I get offers all the time, but I just haven't touched anything there. I just love
Yeah.
where they're
Oh,
at.
you want to hear like a painful situation? I recently got a DM from somebody who like a year or plus ago tried to buy my chaos land, my other side chaos land.
Yeah.
And and it was like a history of like painful not taking offers. It was so bad. It made
Oh
me
man,
feel so shitty.
totally. Totally.
I've never felt so bad. It was
Yeah.
like, and I replied to it. I was like, I'll still take this offer. And he's like, that's not
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So someone just asked,
It
what is
was
the
rough.
cost? What are the costs to get a Trinity? So I'm looking at different Wilder Worlds. So you can look at the different assets here. I'm going to drop the
Are
link.
there different training? I have 5 of them. Are there different levels to it?
They're
They're not expensive.
well, they're not cheap either. The
What,
NFTs.
0.025?
No, that's not the Trinity. The Trinities are the
Yeah.
3. The 3 assets are the Trinity.
No, but why don't you just buy the Trinity totems? They're
No, you have to actually have.
$65.
No, you actually have to have a Trinity. Trinity totems are just like a collectible that they gave to
Oh,
people. Yeah, so the Trinity totems are not representation of your
wait.
Trinity.
Okay. Explain me what's happening again. So I have the Trinity things that would give me 5 Trinities,
Yeah,
right? That means I have. So
if you
what does that get me?
have a Genesis, a Crib, an Air Wild Season 0, which are the sneakers, a Wape, which are like the beasts, a Moto, which are the like motorcycles,
Yeah.
and the cars, the Wilder Wheels, and the Wilder Beast Wolf. If you have any 3 combination of 3 of those, that's considered one Trinity. For a Trinity, you will get a piece of land. There are only ever going to be 4,400 Genesis pieces of land that are in Miami proper. Which is
Okay.
where
Do I need to connect it to something to get it, or do I just need to, or do I
that's a
just get it?
that's a good question. Hold on, let me see.
Because wait, is the snapshot? You said snapshots tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yes, it's tomorrow. Trinity.
So then I
Let's
should
see.
move all my stuff to Hot Wallet to be able to do it.
So Wilder World Trinity Wilders, we're approaching the launch of the most crucial one of the most crucial elements in the Wilder ecosystem, which is land. There's 4,444 Genesis land. Here's the devlog about it. Let me just take a look here. So if I could see if I could find some interesting stuff about it. Wilder Rebellion, the first breach. Like Wilder's like shit is just like, you guys know I talk about it all the time, but I'm just blown away by what they have going on. So they're the Odyssey part 1. Sorry, I'm just going through. I've also been doing their reward system. If you haven't signed up for their rewards, you should. I'm earning token every day, just by doing some of the stuff that they
They
like,
have
the
so much
quests and
Wilder
things of that
stuff.
nature. The claim part 1 and part 2. Sorry, I'm just going agents AI. Their avatars are going to be so incredible. I can't wait till they drop those. That's going to be my like future PFP, no
Wow.
doubt about it.
I on one of my wolves, I have an offer right now for $2,000.
I mean, all their assets are going for the cars. The cars are going for what's it called? The floating cars. What are those called again? The hovercrafts, whatever. They're going for like 4 or 5
Oh,
grand, I think.
yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah, those are going for like 4 or 5 grand. Wyoming
Yeah, I
Land.
have
Here we go. So we're nearing the launch of Wyoming Land. It'll be arguably the most essential and important industry in Wilder World. Land is an essential part of the metropolis. It'll enable resource mining and building construction. There's two separate land contracts. The island, which is like 4,444 pieces of land, and then there'll be the main, which will have 40,000. That's a different thing. The island will be minted on Ethereum L1. The mainland will be minted as an own independent contract. Basically 20% of the total wild token supply will be reserved for mining this land, which is like substantial amount of money. That's like millions and millions of dollars. Over time, you'll be mining that from this land. So the land will be the first playable area within Miami.
Okay, but
It'll
you have a Trinity. You get one of them, or you have to mint it, or you can buy one.
Here's the drop details. Land drop 1, snapshot date August 21st, quantity 4,444. Chain is Ethereum 1, delivery is Trinity holder airdrop. So I guess it's an airdrop. Location is the island. Utility, it's in-world utility. Note, for Genesis Land, Trinity keepers will receive a complimentary land title airdrop for each Trinity they hold at the time the snapshot is taken on Wednesday, August 21st, 12 p.m. UTC. This land title will serve as proof of land ownership for your island, for your part of the island. The snapshot will use a forced max chain approach, meaning the system will read longer chains by default. If you hold a 6 chain, it will be recognized as a single 6 chain, not as 2 3 chains. If, as a 6 chain holder, you prefer to receive rewards for holding 2 separate trinities, you must split your chain into 2 separate trinities by placing them in different wallets. If you just want the 6 chain, you're going to get more
What does 6
valuable.
chain mean? What does that mean?
Like, you have, instead of like, let's say you have 2, instead of having 2, like let's say you have a sneaker, a car, an ape, a hovercraft, a moto, and an apartment. That's 6. Now you can break it into 2 3 chains and get 2 pieces of land, or you can get 1 6 chain, which will be a more valuable, more rare land. So the Trinity chain length will play a factor in rarity, is how they said it. So I'll probably just go with the Trinity chain length and just like, I'm not going to split it up. I don't think I'm going to probably keep them all in one. So if I have like extra, if I have like a 3 and a 6
Question,
or 4, I don't even know.
What do you need for the Trinities? You need a car, right?
A Trinity is like a wheel, a wolf, a moto. Hold on, Trinities we formed. I'm just looking at the snapshot information. The snapshot is exclusively for the Island Genesis land. It will, the gens do not count towards the Trinity. So those like floating gens, those don't count towards Trinities. Trinity keepers will receive 1 land title for every Trinity held. Trinity's formed after the snapshot will not be eligible. Trinity chain length will play a factor in rarity. No action is required for Trinity keepers, as the snapshot will automatically capture wallets containing Trinities. A Trinity must be held in a single wallet. However, you can hold separate Trinities in different wallets, as they said.
Wait, but what qualifies as a Trinity? Just those 4 things? Any combination of it?
No, the combinations are, I believe, let me take a look here. I believe it's any combination of the Wilder crafts, Wilder cribs, Wilder sneakers, Wilder beasts, Wilder motos, Wilder wolves, and Wilder wheels. So
any combination of those.
Yep, any combination of those industries. And it could be
But you
3,
need one
4.
of each, right? Like, because for example, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 11 cars.
Yes. So
I have
like,
1 craft. I have 2, 4, 6.
It
I
has
have
to be
8 motos.
so it has to be multi-industry. So like right now you have one Trinity there. Do you know what I'm saying? What else do you have?
I have 4 wolves. I
Okay,
have
so
2 apes.
now you already have a minimum of 4.
I think I have 5 right now.
Yeah, so you probably have 5 Trinities, and then some of them are probably longer chain Trinities.
And that's a good thing?
Yeah, because that'll be more. You'll get more rare land that'll mine better like resources and be more valuable.
All right, I'm just gonna leave it. If they
Yeah,
airdrop it, they airdrop it. I'll figure it
I
out
think
later.
they will airdrop. It says the previous Conscious Slam will intended to.
As long as I don't have to claim it, I'm good.
Yep, this fourth of those words does not include convenience. So wait, the fourth does not include. Okay, yeah, this is the difference between land, which represents part. Okay, Genesis land will come with a pre-built building as initially envisioned. However, you'll be able to do whatever you want with those buildings. Anyway, so that's really the deal. So that's tomorrow. Really exciting. To me, it's like that's just a project you guys should be on top of. I think it's going to be one of the big ones, one of the ones that are, um, you know, are one of the ones you definitely want to pay attention to. Okay, that's the. So we talked Rare, we talked Trinity Island, the Trinity Land Shop. Do you want to talk? You want to talk NFTs in general for a quick second? NFT Market Overview. I was just
Yeah,
reading
man.
something. I was just reading something really cool. CryptoPunks. There's been 45 punks for $3.2 million sold in the last 24 hours. Punks are, dude. If you're not owning a punk right now, if you haven't bought one on this dip, I think you're gonna regret it. That's my opinion. Like I think to not own a punk after this dip, like there's something to be said for the fact that 45 of a given NFT. By the way, not just floors. Like almost no one's buying the floor ones. So like the floor price doesn't even matter. People are buying the collectible ones or things they care about or things they like, which is rare in this NFT world. Like you gotta own a punk after this because you know it's gonna run. There's just like too much. It's getting spread out more and more. I think there's the most owners of different unique punks that there's ever been in the history of punk holders. Like there's over 4,000 owners now. So like I don't know. I just feel like it's a really like people are going to be kicking themselves that they missed buying a punk while it was down in the 20s. Like I just think that'll be a huge. People are going to be. You just know it. Like we've seen this story before, and just like the history of punks as NFTs become more valuable and the market starts to develop. I just think that it's going to be like really interesting how that all plays out.
What do you think is happening right now? Do you think people? I see like Beanie posting all the time, like NFTs are back. Do you think it's just people trying to pump their own bags to get out, or do you think actually there's
No, I do. I
anything's
listen.
changed?
I
Feels like
do think that
nothing's
like
changed, to be
well,
honest.
here's the deal. I think that people are going to gravitate towards rarity again. Like I think that it's going. I think what really got diluted was like everyone coming out with like a 10,000 of this, a 10,000 of that. I
No,
think
you're
that a
not
lot.
seeing it. The biggest thing I've seen even sell out in the last like 6 months is like a 3,000, 4,000 collection. So that's not even. I don't even think that's going to happen. I feel like though, the,
I think art is. I think
I
art will continue to grow.
yeah, but I think like all the incentives were removed, right? Like everyone just sort of got greedy and all the incentives were removed, and like you previously had, um, you had teams that were launching projects with if they were successful and like for a while everyone was successful, but if you were successful you were either rewarded by selling out or earning royalties. um I just feel like nobody's launching any new projects, not because they can't, just because it's like not worth it anymore, right? When you take away like the worth of it, it's like the famous Charlie Munger quote, like show me the incentives, I'll show you, or what's that? The
Yeah,
famous one?
yeah, yep, yep. Show me the incentives. I'll show you the result or whatever the hell it is. I get it. Show
Yeah,
the outcome.
and
Yeah,
I sort of feel like that hasn't been solved, although it has sort of been solved on Solana. You have all that stuff in place. I
yeah,
sort
but
of
no
feel
one
like any.
their NFTs are basically zero. Like you could like look at what happened on ETH NFTs just this week. $3.2 million worth of punk NFTs sold. Like that's never happened in general, like in Solana. Like there's never been 3.2
Yeah.
million of NFTs sold on Solana,
Well,
at least that
what are the top Solana NFTs like in general? I'm
um
not-
the top The top end. I mean, I got to see what they've been.
Let's see. In the last 7 days, DGods, Mad Labs, Fergana, SMB Gen 2, so Solana Monkey, Bet, Retardio.
Yeah, I mean, how are they doing? Are any of them doing well? Are any like moving? Like, are you on Magic
Yeah,
Eden right
well,
now?
yeah, I'm on Magic Eden. I'm looking at volume 7 days Solana.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You see 'em.
okay, so let's take like Retardio's got, they did 4,200. Let's look at the numbers. Let's just see like what someone's actually making, because I think that's important. So they get 5% royalties, and they did. We can do the easy math, right? So if they did 4,200 times what's Solana right now, $144, 600K in volume in the last 7 days, 5%. They made 30 grand the past week. Not nothing.
No,
It's not
definitely
nothing.
no, definitely not. Well, I mean, again, like the more we start to go back to some of the things that brought us here, like rarity, art, like royalties, like the shit that got NBA Top Shot coming back strong as hell as ever. Like, I actually think again, Top Shot's going to be the thing that brings the cycle back all over again. I'm seeing more and more sentiment towards that. But like, it's just, it's a lot of the things that got us here, I think will actually kind of recycle, and then there'll be some mass, but then there'll be innovation. Like Bored Ape was an innovation of this like community concept in a way, because there wasn't really this idea of community in NFTs until apes, and then it took off. So like, what will be the next apes? What will be the next big innovation? I've been saying for a while, I think it'll be gaming. I don't know if gaming will be the first thing. I think gaming is going to be 2025's big. I think 2025 year of gaming.
Our us hanging out in the city, you did inspire me. I've
Good.
been thinking a lot about it. So, um, nothing to share yet, but like, just like I feel like that was probably the most valuable piece of coming to New York.
Good. I'm glad. But
Yeah.
my theory on this whole thing is that like, if you are going to be a Web3 IP brand, then you either got to lean in or lean out. Like, it's one way or the other. But to be like to be half a gangster in Web3, I think is really hard. And I think it doesn't like. I think that I think like, to be a true native Web3 brand, then you got to really lean into all the beautiful things that the blockchain enables, which is tokenizing your assets and NFTs, and like the distributed ownership, and like all the fascinating components of this, like of this technology. Like, that's to me some of the reasons why you do this stuff. So like, and then you innovate, and you're gonna have to, and you gotta be comfortable which you guys have been. You've been comfortable paving the way since the very beginning, and entering into territories of unknown. I just think that in this market, that is what's going to lead to the winners are going to be the people that end up taking daring risk. And I think it's going to be the gamers. I think it's going to be the games that really decide, hey, fuck it, we got to figure out how to make a great game that people can earn within. And that's what Wilder World has done without any kind of. Wilder World has never wavered once from their vision and their thesis to create great products, great games, and a metaverse experience, leveraging all native to Web3, tokenized with NFT assets and everything that crypto stands for. And like, they may release things in certain time periods based on how the market will respond, but their execution strategy has never wavered once. And to me, I've always respected that. That's been one of the things that I've been most excited about with a team like theirs, is that like, the market and people's talk and sentiment has never changed what they believe to be true and where they believe to go. And I think the same thing, and honestly, the same thing's been for Top Shot. The same thing's been for like Super Rare. Like, for whatever it's worth, up, down, sideways, or that, but like, Super Rare has always stayed true to being like, to focusing on rare art as like they're at the forefront of their product and business. NBA Top Shot has never wavered from being the digital NFT sports collectible. Like, these are, to me, these, like, they've
Oh, I'm
experimented.
surprised you didn't go to
Fanatics. I
yeah, the
wish.
Fanatics. Yeah,
I
that
had
looks
so
cool.
I had so many friends there. So like, I asked a lot of people about it. It sounds like the overall takeaway and consensus was that it was one of the best sports fan experiences of all time, probably the best. From a collectibles perspective, there are probably better collectible shows. It was like almost like too chaotic and too
You had
crowded.
you were like walking around and there's like Henrik Lundqvist and like Tom
Dude, like
Brady and
my
like
boys, like I had friends of mine that were doing 40, like they were running the 40s and races. They were like, there were people that were doing like real WWE like wrestling entrances with like the music and like the lights and like walking down the thing and like slapping people 5 on the side. It was like you get to choose your own entrance music and like actually have a real WWE entrance. And like that was, I would love to bring my kids to this. I think they would have loved it.
where
But
was
like
it? Where was
it
it?
was Javits Center in New York. It
Oh,
was really,
okay,
yeah.
that's awesome.
I was away this past weekend, or I would have been there. But definitely sounded like
Was
it
it the
was a really
first year doing it?
first year, and I think they're going to do many more. I don't think this will be the last either.
Yeah, I feel like they just circled with like
I mean,
a live
this will be,
events.
yeah. I mean, this will be the Comic Con of sports. Like this is what
Yeah,
sports need Comic Con.
yeah.
And you know what's interesting? Supposedly WWE had the best results of anyone of all the sports. So like of all the celebrity sports and athletes that were selling autographs, WWE's stars were the only ones that actually sold out, which was kind of interesting. I heard the Rangers guy. I don't even know his name. I'm terrible with hockey, but like
What,
I guess
Lundqvist, the old
no,
goalie?
no, the new. I guess
Who
one
was
of the
there?
players. I don't know, some big player on the Rangers too.
Okay. Oh, either Panarin or Kreider or Igor.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, supposedly he had a massive line too. I didn't see who it was. Brunson was big. I heard.
Maybe
Um,
Panarin. Panarin is like the biggest name.
First name?
Artemi Panarin.
No, I don't know. Didn't sound familiar. But anyway,
But
so
I don't think he's like that. I mean, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, no, there was
he's
someone from the Rangers. I thought that I had a big turnout. That's all I saw. But yeah, overall, it looked like it was a great event. I think Top Shot had a little bit of a thing there, but not much. I think they should. If I'm Top Shot management, I'm strongly going into the collector world. I'm strongly going into every card show, every sports show. Like it's time to get out of Web3 and time
yeah.
to
It
focus.
was Lundqvist. I'm looking it up. It was no Rempe.
Rebby, that's it.
Rempe, dude.
That's it.
I
That's the name.
told you I went to
Yeah,
playoff game
yeah.
Florida versus
Oh,
Rangers with my daughter, and she wore a Rempe jersey, and Rempe's mom came up to us and took a photo with her. That was probably one of the coolest things.
that's so
Yeah,
cool.
dude, Rempe's a goon. I love him.
Yeah.
He's
All right,
such like a classic, like like Mighty Ducks, like goon.
oh, totally.
All right, what
Quick
else we got?
one. Let's talk NBA Top Shot for a quick minute. So for those who are NBA Top Shot fans or just basketball fans in general, the Run It Back series is live right now. There's about 20 minutes left to order any of the $5 quick rip packs. I've ordered 75 of them just because I think it's fun and my kids I like to open them with my kids. I think they're all so the packs are awesome. But Run It Backs are great. So these are like the throwbacks. So right now you have like Chris Mullin's first debut moment. Grant Hill is going to be his first moment. If you collect all of them, Penny will be the last one, which I'm dying for. Also David Robinson. Those are moments that have never been on the platform before, and I collect all debuts. So like I always go after all the debuts. So like I just got Sean Bradley's first debut moment, literally like an hour ago. So so to talk a little bit about Top Shot and Flow, Anderson, I see you asking about Crescendo. Crescendo is coming September 4th, which means that Flow and EVM will have a native bridge. So from now on, Top Shot moments will be able to be sold naturally and natively on OpenSea, on Magic Eden. It's going to open up a lot of new liquidity opportunities for Flow's ecosystem in general. A lot of the EVM applications that want to reach the Flow audience or want to leverage some of the Flow technology and scalability. We're going to see a lot of that. We're currently working with the Flow blockchain team through Redbeard and Denari Labs we're investing in an accelerator program to invest in companies specifically dedicated to Flow. So that should be a massive opportunity, massive unlock, because every time I talk to builders and developers, they love building on Flow. It's really very developer friendly. The big challenge has been liquidity, but now with like, I can't wait to just see, like, I don't even care if it's successful. If Top Shot moments sell on Magic Eden and on OpenSea, I don't care if they actually sell a lot there. The fact that people can move them and sell them all over the blockchain is what the idea of ownership is all about. And that's just going to be another massive positive signal and massive exposure for Top Shot. And like, I'll tell you this, like the run it back moments are like I always collect debuts and rookies. So like anytime there's a new debut of an OG player or a new player, I collect it. If there's a rookie, whether it's an OG rookie or a new rookie, I collect it. Those are like, that's really what I like to accumulate. And then packs, I just have fun opening with my kids and enjoy it. But like, so these are like really cool sets that are being released right now. Today was actually literally the run it back set. But when I think what's happening right now, I mean, they all sold out. Every the pack drops keep selling out like crazy. Topshot's really hitting stride right now. I think Crescendo is going to be a massive opportunity for the Flow audience to reach this new group. And I think again, like with the way that it's performing, if you guys look, like the craziest thing to me was how Wemby has now, I think there's been over 250,000 Wemby rookie cards that have been just on PSA been graded. Like, what kind of value is going to be held for 250,000 of one card? Like that's just like of one player's rookie card. Like you're just completely diluting the value. Whereas like on Top Shot, there's less than 4,000 ever that'll ever be made, period, of Top Shot of Wemby rookies, and like 50 of his legendary rookies, and like 100 of his or couple hundred of his rare rookies. Like there's just such little supply that when the mass audience starts to come over from physical card collecting to digital card collecting, the supply crunch is just so real. Like there's just not enough supply of these moments right now for a massive audience. For the audience we have today, there's enough supply. It's the perfect amount today. But when that supply wave comes in, which it's inevitably going to come in because digital collecting is just so much better than physical collecting when it comes to sports cards, especially with like the box frauds and the fucking X-ray scanning and all the bullshit that's happening. It's just there's just not enough supply to reach the audience. So
your conviction is
real.
is real. Yeah.
It's real. But yeah, so check that out.
I love it.
Yep. It's just like, and also I just like enjoy it. It's like for me, it's like
I have a lot,
yeah,
but I just like, what I do once in a while is I sell the small ones and I try to like
that's
level up to a bit.
Yeah, me too. That's what I do also.
Because if you look, it's the power law of like this stuff.
Without a doubt. That's why I collect personally. I collect rookies and debuts.
I mistakenly bought some really like I bought some like Series 1, right? Like, but I was trying to get like a rare or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like picked like the wrong players. Like I got like Jonas Valanciunas or something. Like Stevie Osman. I was like, damn it. I should have picked like, anyone else.
Yeah. Like I'll tell you, like there's like the Steph Curry debut moment, which is a common moment. I was looking at today, it's like $375. Like to not have one of those where there's less than 1,000 minted, Steph Curry, one of the most popular players of all time. Like that's just like it's like almost silly to not own that. You know what I mean? $300.
Did you buy one? Do you have one?
I have 3. Yeah, if I can get, I'll probably add more. Like the LeBron debut is like $800 right now. To like, he's gonna retire soon. Like to not own one of those is like bananas to me.
Dude, it's gonna be crazy when he retires. I think he's got two more years though. I mean, he was freaking leading.
Here's a question for you. Do you think he'll play this season on the court with his son?
Of course he will.
What? Of course. I don't think that kid's gonna. I don't think he's gonna play.
That kid shouldn't have been drafted. You don't think he's gonna play?
I don't think he's. I think he's gonna be in G League all season. And if he does,
they'll bring him up for a game.
If he does step on the court, it's going to be in garbage time. So when would he ever play with LeBron?
You don't think LeBron can play garbage time?
I just don't like. I just think about it, and I'm like, I don't really see a.
It's going to be a moment. It's going to be a moment.
It's going to be like this. He's going to make one pass to his son. Everyone's going to take a picture of it, and that'll be that.
His son's going to throw him an alley-oop. I don't know. Yeah, like his son shouldn't have been drafted. So like they'll find a way to get them on the court together.
Yeah.
I think his other son is better.
Oh yeah, I agree easily.
So maybe he waits for that one to play, or maybe you know what? Maybe the 3 of them go 3-on-3 Olympics in 4 years from now. That would try to win that.
How do we make that happen? Cool. Amazing call.
That's not a bad idea actually.
That's totally
because America sucked it.
Yeah. What other NFT stuff have you been looking at?
Me? I don't know. I'm not much. I mean, besides some of the stuff we're working on, nothing. Like there's no new launches. No one's launching anything. Like I said, like it sort of, the traders took all the wins out of the sale, in my opinion. And now you see what happens. Nobody's launching stuff. There's no, I don't know. Doesn't feel like, I feel like anyone who's launched an NFT project in the last few years usually gets hit up. Any team that's capable, right? Like any capable team, they'll go and they'll try to network with people who've launched projects, and they'll ask them, what should I do here? What should I do there? I can't imagine anyone's telling them like, do it.
Mhm.
They're saying like, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your energy. It's not worth your life. And so I don't know. I don't see many new projects from like people who aren't there for like you see things drop of like you see things drop that are like, variations or what do they call them when they're like not the original
Yeah,
team?
yeah. What's it called? The derivatives or whatever it is.
Derivatives. Yeah, I see like a lot of derivatives drop, right? But like I don't see like original creative ideas.
Yeah.
Have you seen any original creative ideas?
No,
Even
the
the
only.
ones that have launched this year, even the NFT projects that launched this year that are doing decently well, right? Like
Mhm.
Retardio,
Yep.
it was a derivative.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was
I,
just a good derivative.
my
It was like
biggest.
the best derivative on Solana. But like,
Mhm.
I
My
don't know.
biggest
It's
my biggest recent move is I completed a full set of the Random Freaks OPEP and edition drop. And that's like I got the 1, the 4, the 5, the 10. So I'm the only one that'll ever hold that whole set because basically you can only have there's only the only way to have a complete set is to own the 1 edition. So I got the full set of Random Freaks. So I love his art. I've always liked it a lot. And I ended up landing the 1 and like the 4 and the 10. So I was like, I got to complete this set. I'm the only one who could ever do it. So I completed his set of his recent Opepin drop, which I'm really excited about. It was kind of cool. Now I want to but now I need another 1. So if anyone has a number 1 they want to sell and want to work at a deal, I'm looking for another 1 of 1.
but
I
like,
need.
have you seen anything that I'm missing? Like, I just
What has Pudgy's been up to? Have they done anything interesting lately?
well, they're
I mean,
working on abstract, which is
Doodles.
cool.
Doodles is constantly doing really cool stuff. Like
Yeah, they're doing stuff, but like, even if you look at their season one pass, how much do you think they made on their season one pass, like in revenue?
In
Because
on the season.
you could see how many they sold, what the price was.
I don't
How
know.
much do you think they sold?
I really have no idea how much.
Take a guess.
I don't know, 250 grand.
Not even 100 grand.
Wow. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it's tough. It's tough out there. I mean, it's like
Looks
there's
like
really like
no,
listen.
but like, listen, I'm not blaming the Doodles team. I'm not blaming the Doodles team. There's not. I'm
Look at the
saying,
market stuff. It's market's impossible, dude. If you
but
didn't,
it's not even
if
the
you didn't,
market. I'm telling you, it's not even the market. It is crypto without speculation. You're buying a pass for a season of Doodles or whatever. There's just not a lot of demand for that. Like, because there's no like people aren't thinking like, oh, I'm gonna like if it was like you get a pass and then you can speculate on this and that, right? Like you remove the speculation, then it's non-existent. Meaning there's things you could do, but it's like the question is how do you make a sustainable speculative situation? And
Mhm.
that's the impossible question, right? You look at someone like, like Frank and D-Gods, like for the longest time, they were, it was just like one hype to one hype to one hype. Then he sort of had like a little bit of a understanding breakdown of like, oh, okay, this is not sustainable. And it seems like he's found something with like this, like framing it as like a market cap and then also, on Telegram, but the novelty will wear off and then it'll be something else. But I think the problem is like it's like when you remove the like okay, so here's the rub. The rub is like you have the speculation aspect, but then you have the making money aspect, right? So you take something like Wilder World, right? There's speculation right now that like this will be useful, this will be useful, having these things will be useful, and that's fine. That's like good and fun. They're not making any promises on anything. They're just like releasing assets in their world, right? And then
Mhm.
eventually you'll have a car, and then maybe you'll be able to monetize your car either through races or lending or this or that, right? So it's like when do you go from the speculation to the actual making money? And so
Well,
it feels like
that's what.
and by the way,
Yeah.
no, I'm saying that's what Wild World does. And that's like I think actually what could actually save Yuga and like other side is if they could release other side in a way that lets people yeah, Drew lost. Um if you could release other side in a way that allows people to make money, right? Like that, I think that's how we come back, to be honest.
Well, of course, I agree with you. It turns into businesses. Like it's always like there was always the intention here is to create.
Yes, but at some point, I don't know, like things went away. Like if you can, like, I don't know. I feels like that
I agree.
is
That's
the
what
biggest
this is why
opportunity
the world and
in
Topshot.
gaming also, which is what you inspired me is like the Web3 games is like if you could make money, but like it's not a game in the same sense, right?
If
It's
you
like
can,
it's an ownership game. It's not
only
I'm playing FIFA with Jackie because we like playing each
but
other.
any game has always been like
It's not.
like not sports games. Okay, let's eliminate sports games. But most games have been about accruing assets in that game. Like in Mario, you accrue stars. In Zelda, you accrue things. In games in like war games, you accrue guns. Like in fucking other games, it's like getting skins, etc. Like in games, you want to accumulate. Like Farmville, you're trying to accumulate farming stuff. Like whatever the fuck, like Sims, you're trying to accumulate things. Like every game, you're trying to accumulate an asset in that game. And like the only difference is in these games, the assets you actually can sell in an open market, which makes fucking sense. So like think about some of those games that have worked in a Web 2 world that have hooked people. Like that's going to translate with real value. And there are people the people that love those games are just going to love them that much more. That's how I see it. So I believe if you're able to figure out how to build a fantastic game first, but then think through all the fascinating ways to build economics in there, and build a true like costs and gains and benefits and risk, like in the real world, if you want to open up a business, there's usually rent, whether it's internet rent, where you have to pay for domains and whatever, or retail property. So like there's risk. And if you're going to do that business, you're either going to lose if you do nothing with it, or you're going to make money. And like that idea is powerful in itself as like part of and like that's like the foundation of what Wilder World is doing, is like thinking through the economic risk reward of participating in their ecosystem. And I think that's really, really fascinating because most games are afraid to do that. They're afraid to have loss. They're afraid to have risk as a part of the economic formula. And I think that's a critical piece. I think it's a critical piece.
Yeah. I think there's a distinction between games you do for fun and then games like in entertainment, right? And then games you do
today. I believe in 5 years there won't be. There will be no distinction. And I think I
think that's where I disagree on. I think games that are specifically around ownership could be interesting. Or will be interesting or have potential to be interesting. But I feel like I have a bunch of skins on Fortnite, right? Like Epic Games is never going to allow me to sell my skins. They're selling the skins. They're not going to let me compete with them, right? And another game coming along, and the biggest differentiator is I could sell my skin, is not going to make me play that game instead of Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's just not, right? That's not the reason I play Fortnite, to sell my skins.
Yeah.
And so I just like, I think there's potential that, maybe at some point Fortnite wants to sell, but like it doesn't really make any sense. That's their biggest moneymaker. Why would they share that with me? Why would they take a small piece? It's not going to get bigger. The pie's not getting bigger. Their pie's getting smaller. So I hear you. I think it's I think it's still whatever. Anyway, okay, what else we got?
CryptoPunk's floor up to almost 70,000 right now. Bumping up again, 26.5 ETH. That floor is getting mighty, mighty thin. You have one or no?
I share like 1 million. I have like so many, but no, the only one that we own now.
You gotta own one, dude. How can you not own a punk?
Okay. For a while.
What else? Drift.Trade, really quickly. Let's touch on that.
I don't know that.
So Drift.Trade, Solana is launching their first like competitor to Polymarket, which is like the prediction market. And what's really cool about it is they're using the blinks, like those Twitter blinks. So you'll be able to like basically make predictions, which is like our fancy way of saying bets. So we're going to make predictions like right natively in Twitter through blinks on Solana. I haven't really experienced blinks yet, although I think the idea and the concept of it is brilliant. I think it should be the future of like how we engage on Twitter. on X, whatever. But so this is Solana's first play into this whole market. And listen, I'm a huge believer in prediction markets. I think they're really, really fascinating as a use case, as a business opportunity. I also think they're just like a kind of a nice way. I was like, I made this joke on X yesterday that like my wife is now. I told my wife I have a prediction market fantasy football draft tonight, and so she's like, or a prediction market football draft, and she was just like happy that I'm not playing stupid fantasy anymore. But like, because it's like all this big, like everything we do in crypto is this one big dance to avoid the SEC's bullshit and like to avoid like old regulated industries that are just not moving with technology. Like sports betting should be legal. Betting on industry and markets should be legal. They should just have new ways to.
I mean, it's the classic like skill versus chance, right? So it's like if it's a game of skill, like for example, I'm okay at basketball, but like if I go up and play professional NBA players, I'm gonna get killed, right? Like obviously there's skill there, right? If I'm betting on something, like fantasy, like fantasy sports is clearly skill because the same people win. Like, but there is chance, right? There's like it's a combination, and I don't know what the actual rules are, like how much skill versus how much chance needs to be for it to be a game of skill versus a game of chance, like but that's where it all comes down to is like game of chance is a different ball game. If you can make something a game of skill, you totally bypass any of those rules.
Yeah. I totally get that. So yeah, that's that.
Right. We only have a few more minutes. Let's talk other stuff. Any meme coins you buy recently, or?
No, I mean, like I've just been following the ones that I've had for a long time. I've consolidated most of my meme coins. So like on Solana, I'm in Costco hot dog is my big one. On Base, I'm in Bets.
Still believing.
No, I don't even know if I'm believing. I'm just like, fuck it. Let me.
What's it at right now? What's Costco at right now?
Garbage. Costco hot dogs like 4 million market cap. Bets is like a 1 million market cap. So like I just have those because I feel like those have like if the markets run, I feel like they might click with people and it'll run with it. But like I also never like I had fun playing around with meme coins because I'm a degen, but I've never liked or really appreciate or like I think meme coins are garbage. I think like it's just one big speculative bubble that you're basically betting on that's completely manipulated by people behind the scenes, which you could say about a lot of things, but at least like with NFTs, I enjoyed what I collected. Like I bought the O'Pepin set just now, and like if that goes to zero, I like what I own. And like I'm cool with it. And I have no problem with that. And like that to me has always been like the thing about Topshot.
NFTs were more fair.
They're also like they're art. They're like to people, like people can enjoy the thing they collect. Yeah. You're not collecting a meme coin. You're just buying and selling it. There's no collecting. There's no there's no personal connection to the traits. There's nothing. So like to me, and there's no business. At least if there was a business, then I'd get excited about it. But like so there's literally nothing. And then the last piece of this is which pissed me off the most is like if there was a cultural component to it. So like, hey, the meme that's connected to a cultural experience or a cultural moment is the thing that goes viral. And the faster you get into it, the better. And the longer that thing stays culturally relevant, the farther it goes. Like I use Hawk 2 as the perfect example. I haven't seen anything in 2024, at least this year, maybe even longer, that was as viral and as powerful as Hawk 2. I mean, she's fucking throwing
that was 2024, buddy.
2024. I'm saying this year, this was the number one.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Thrown at the first pitch at a Mets game. Like that should have led to a meme coin that becomes $1 billion coin because it was the most viral thing of the year. But like because
it's not tied to anything.
It's not tied. There's no. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's nothing tied to it. It's just a total game of manipulation. And so like I'm ready for meme coin mania to just die. I don't care about it anymore at all. Like I'll fuck with it if things happen good and it's fun to make some money and stuff like that. Like I gamble or anything else. Like to me, it's blackjack. There's nothing more than that. And blackjack, the house has the leverage. It's a crap. Like so does the house who makes the coins. And like other than that, I don't really care about meme coins. I'd rather them die and true utility coins. start to lead. Like Moxie, for example. Like Moxie's a token that's built by this company Airstack. Moxie's got like people building on their protocol. Like, and the token's not really doing much right now. It's super undervalued, super cheap. I think it's going to fly eventually. But like they have real builders like building on their protocol that just launched 3 weeks ago. And like to me, that's so much more exciting to get behind. And it's like its market cap is what, like $5 million right now, $30 million total, like FTV, like fully diluted market cap. Like that's an actual project with real builders, real building, real utility, and then developers actually building on it, and it becoming the basically the go-to token of all of Farcaster's ecosystem. So like I'd rather bet on that any day of the week. Like that's fun to me.
The only one I like right now is UWU, the unicorn one.
What is
so
that?
we got it for all anyone who owned a goblin got one.
Mhm.
Got some, and it's at a 10 million market cap right now.
Mhm.
And it's been bouncing between 10 and 20. And yeah, like I think I got like 2 ETH worth of the coin. It was like insane.
Legit. That's legit.
Like, yeah, it was like really legit. And so that's the one that I'm hoping continues to go. I don't know what they do, but I'm happy for them.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
They're building a whole platform. I know you gotta jump.
Yep.
Any predictions, sports? Who's your first pick?
I'm just excited. I'm in
the draft.
One thing I want
Your
to say
prediction market draft. Who you picking?
Here's my big thing on fantasy sports right now. I think that there needs to be more analysis, not on regular snake drafts, but on auction drafts, dynasty drafts, fucking what's it called? The thing that Matt Berry just launched, which I'm obsessed with, which is what's the head chopping off? Guillotine. Guillotine leagues are the coolest leagues I've ever experienced. I want to see more analysis of like auctions, dynasties, guillotines. Like how many fucking snake draft rankings are we going to possibly see? It's all the same shit. But all that being said, I like who's the running back on Atlanta?
You're McCaffrey?
No, I'm not.
Oh, Bijan?
I like Bijan.
Bijan?
I'm a Bijan guy. I'm going Bijan.
Yeah. Are you picking wide receiver first or running back first?
Oh God, I got to figure out my auction strategy.
Well, it depends on what type of league you're playing in.
And yeah, if like so, like I'm in one friends league, which is a regular league, 7-person. It's like I'm pick number 7, which is a regular snake draft.
That's a good spot. Wait, how many players in the league?
12. So I'm like right in the center. So
7's good. 7's
yeah, I like
solid.
it. So
you don't want to be 1 because like you're only can go down in value.
Totally.
You don't want to be at the end. Right?
Yeah, because you miss. It's like after
you
9,
miss the impact players.
It really drops off. So like, I'll probably end up with the top.
You either pay up for like positional, like a tight end or a quarterback, or it's tricky, man.
Yeah,
because it comes back around. Like you're not getting a good tight end in the 3rd round, end of 3rd round.
What, you think tight ends are going to go that early with how?
No, the top 3 are like above the rest.
Sure, but like, yeah, I just like the running. There's all that's the same.
I don't know. You always pick Njoku, so it doesn't matter.
That's why exactly. I'm holding.
You're gonna love Njoku. You don't care about tight ends.
I give a fuck.
Yeah, man. All right,
dude.
Good seeing you
later, buddy. Good seeing you guys.
Bye, everyone.